Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So we are still in Ghana and this is part 5 of our Cape Coast video.
There was a ceremony in Ghana called Emancipation 98. During that time, skeletons of 2 enslaved Africans, they called them Sawakasi from New York and Madame Cresta from Jamaica. They exhumed the remains of those 2 people. They brought them to Accra. That's where we are gathered now. They were in 2 caskets. The door was open. They were taken through to where I showed the graves for a short African funeral ceremony. From there, they took the remains to a town called Asimansu. Can you know about Asimansu? Where we have a slave river for riverine. So because 2 skeletons came and are with us buried at Asimansu in 1998, that is why we are reading the door. It means out of the millions taken away by the Europeans, we brought 298, and that is telling everybody that at least once in our lifetime we should come to Ghana, for that matter, Cape Coast Castle, and go through the door of return. That is exactly what we have done today, 3 years after the year of return. So I am so proud of you for returning. But we are not, the tour is not over yet, we are only returning. Let's return. As we return, look at Akwaba.
Welcome.
Akwaba means welcome. This one was not part of the construction, please. It came only in 2009 when President Obama visited this place with a wife. Because Michelle Obama ancestors were taken from this castle to North Carolina. That was one of the reasons why Obama came here. So the day they returned in 2009, the traditional council in this community unveiled this to welcome Michelle and the 2 lovely girls. So this is Akwaba, which means welcome. So lovely people, you are all welcome. Let's move on. All right, let's stand here briefly and discuss something very important. All these rooms down here, they serve as British storerooms or warehouses. And the rooms at the top with offices and residences for British people. We are going up to see the difference. But before we go there, let's now talk about how the slaves were captured. We are talking about slaves or enslaved Africans. We must know also how do they get them, whether people volunteer to suffer like this or not. There were several ways of getting the people. 1, Europeans captured some of the Africans physically using guns. 2, they worked with some Africans to get other Africans as slaves. Some Africans caused slave raiders, like armed robbers of now in the system. When Europeans came, they identified those people. So they supplied them with guns. They gave them whiskey, sugar, sardines, schnapps, and clothing, mirrors, other things. And their system of trading was barter. So they forced the robbers to accept their goods because there wasn't money to pay for. The robbers would organize themselves into groups like we are now. They would go and raid villages at gunpoint. They would capture people, bring them to the Europeans, and then exchange for what they gave them. Some of the Africans were told that they were taking them to abroad for a good living. They accepted the offer. That was a deceit. But the last one that brought majority was ethnic conflict. We have to know from today that before Europeans came to Africa in 1471, which was the Portuguese, then there was nothing like Ghana or Nigeria or Togo or Burkina Faso. At the time we had kingdoms. There were empires, African states. So we're ruled by kings and queens. And there was law and order perfectly. But no matter the kings and queens would fight each other by a boundary just to expand their territory. Sometimes they fight over land they perceive to be rich of gold or any natural resource. But before Europeans came, The kings and queens would go to wars with weapons like bows and arrows that they made locally in Africa. When they go to war with these things, after a long fight, one tribe or one state will lose the war. The losers will be taken as domestic slaves. It was more like indentured servitude. Those people, they had some amount of freedom. They could marry, raise free children like this. They could acquire property. Later, they were integrated into the family system. They were not taken to Europe and America. They were not kept in danger like this. They were free people in society. And I believe that system of slavery has been with humans from time immemorial in ancient Rome, Egypt, even in the Bible. Let me give a typical example. In my country, Ghana, I can tell you on authority that not long ago, if you own somebody here, he hasn't got that amount of money to pay, you can allow your son, your daughter, sometimes your wife, to go and serve the one you owe for a number of years just to pay the debt. Do you remember that system? Yeah. Thank you. The people don't work, they will call you a slave. But they will not keep you in a danger like this. They will not rape you, they will not change your name for you. If you are working like that, and you are a woman, and you are beautiful, with a good character, and somebody from the master's family should get married to you, automatically, you free yourself from the slave to be part of the family. There is no way I can enslave my wife. I don't think you brothers can do the same. I mean, there was a system whereby if you are working as a slave at the time, and you are a guy, and you are hardworking and loyal to your master, the master can entrust his property into your hand. So in case the master is dead, you rise from nowhere to be the head of the entire family. So before Europeans came, Africa, we had this system all over the place. And when they arrived, situation changed. Quickly, they capitalized on the African system. So they introduced guns to the chiefs. The guns were brought to replace the then bows and arrows. And we know the power of the gun. They added the sardine, whiskey, mirror, tobacco, schnapp. They were given to the African chiefs who were leaders, and they were to pay. But the system was battered. And they would tell the African that they needed guns to protect themselves. Use the guns to fight the other people, take everything. So by so doing, they created division among the already divided Africans. When the guns get to the chiefs, who were leaders, they organize themselves like this. They use their weapons to go and fight the other tribes. So there were conflicts among the tribes here and there. They created that intentionally. So the more they go to the war, the end result was to get people like us as prisoners of war in exchange for European goods. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the system 500 years ago. If you look at what is happening globally in the 21st century, let's be frank, has something really changed at all? Are you here? Oh, answer me. Has something really changed at all globally? Oh, nobody can talk. My dear, what do you think has changed? Nothing has changed though. The system is still working to their advantage. And the people came from all over West Africa. Some from Ghana, southern parts, the northern belt, 3 northern regions. Some from Togo, Burkina Faso, Nigeria. Ghanaians, if you know places like Salaga in northern Ghana, Tumu, Paga.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for part 6.